Don't worry. Don't worry, yeah. I'm nowhere near ready to start making videos again, nor am I attempting to worm myself back into any fold as of yet. I will say, though, on a wee side note, that I kind of lost count now how many days I have not gone anywhere near alcohol. Um, I did have a wee wobble on my birthday weekend, which was for a day. After that, though, I've been pretty good. However, I just want to briefly touch upon something, and that is the absolute state of like coverage in Scotland, politically speaking. Now, don't get me wrong, I haven't really paid much attention, but from what I have seen, first and foremost, for Alex Salmond, his death. This is like a guy who is what 69, seriously overweight, died of a heart attack, and people are thinking there's some sort of conspiracy relating to that. And what annoys me about that, to be honest, is the fact that their claim that this conspiratorial, his death, like the heart attack gun, it's apparently because he was getting a bit too close to the grain. Okay, so just going to very briefly show you a couple of reasons why that is shit. Okay, firstly, right, so we've got the S&P 79 group. Okay, this is a group that was formed a long, long, long time ago. But even on Wikipedia, it says that the group sought to persuade the SNP to take an active left wing stance, arguing that it would win more support, and they were highly critical of the established SNP leaders. Right? Although it had a small membership, the group caused sufficient disquiet that it was expelled from the SNP in 1982, although its members were subsequently readmitted and many attained senior positions in the government after 2007. Alex Salmond, a leading member of the group, later became First Minister from 2007 to 2014. Okay, now we move on to this, right? So, this is what's really annoying. Insights into the National Performance Framework Review. Okay, the national outcomes that form part of the National Performance Framework are currently being reviewed and proposed. Um, Proposed changes have been laid in Parliament. Sorry. Right. What is Scotland's National Performance Framework? Bear in mind, I said 2007, or Wikipedia did, I should say. The National Performance Framework is a strategic tool introduced by the government in 2007, the Scottish government that is, that sets out a vision for the collective well-being of Scotland. It is intended to align with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals to ensure a balanced approach to economic, environmental, and, of course, social progress. 2007, who was in charge of the SNP, the Scottish government in 2007? Alex fucking Salmond. Oh, but he was apparently just getting a bit too close to the grain, apparently. Oh, yeah. Come on. Just a wee bit more on that. Share this tab quickly. This is from Scottish Government's own website. I've shown this so many times before. Nicola Sturgeon, of course, adopted or greenlit the uh, Sustainable Development Goals into Scottish politics, right? But it says here that the former First Minister, meaning Thin Lips, committed Scotland to the global goals in 2015 of July. The National Performance Framework and the goals share the same aims. The National Performance Framework is Scotland's way to localise the Sustainable Development Goals, with the National Performance Framework being a focus on tackling inequalities so that no one in Scotland is left behind. Okay? So my point really is here that at what point was Alex Salmond getting too close to the grain? I mean, come on. He gets a free pass because of Nicola Sturgeon's bullshit over the years. But the reality of the matter is he set He set the ball in motion. That's what he did. He did that. Nobody else did that. He did that. Or at the very bare minimum, if nothing else, he was the front runner at the time, the puppet. Okay. The other thing I just wanted to briefly touch upon is this. Okay. Immigration has fueled Scotland's biggest population increase since the 1940s. Okay. Don't really hear anybody talking about this either. Jesus. Population rose faster than at any time since the 1940s. To its highest level in the year to mid 2023, driven by immigration. The country's population was just under 5.5 million on June the 30th last year, according to the National Records of Scotland. That is up 43,000 from the middle of 2022, and it a 0.8% increase and the biggest jump in 1 year since 1946 to 1947. I don't know. Which, as this article quotes here, when a large number of people were demobilized from the military and returning from overseas posting following the end of World War II. The number of people moving to Scotland from outside the UK has increased by around 47% in the year to mid 2022 and has remained at roughly the same level in the year to mid 2023. Meanwhile, more people moved to Scotland from the rest of the UK as well. And they go on to say 48,400 people moved from the rest of the UK to Scotland, while 34,000 people moved from Scotland to the rest of the UK, resulting in net migration from the rest of the UK being at 13,000 plus. Pretty, wee numbers, admittedly. If you were to compare that to countries with a much larger population. But still, it's worrying. Regardless of what color, creed, religion they are, they're still coming in abundance. There was even a guy I was watching. This is sort of what inspired me to make this wee video here, right? There was a guy that was watching it. It was only like a 10-minute video. And he was talking about the Alba Party, right? And Nicola Sturgeon or the SNP. And he's like, oh, why? Oh, nationalists should be voting for Alba. Like, so like every other party within the UK political system is apparently, anyway, a globalist or globalistic, right? But the Alba Party, they're no, of course they don't. How are they not? How are they not? I don't know, man. Just the absolute gutter tier bullshit that you get, like when it comes to like coverage with Scottish politics. The Sustainable Development Goals, okay, and it does predate 2015. It even predates 2007 when Alex Salmond began, putting things into perspective or into place even. Because initially we had the Millennium Development Goals, right? Like this has been going on for years. Agenda 21 was initially that's what it was called, and that was the agenda for the 21st century. Then it got renamed to Agenda 2030. When Agenda 2030 or when 2030 in and of itself comes to pass, what you will then see is Agenda 2045, etc. Right? So with that comes the shit you're seeing in schools. With that comes the international agreements. With that comes the feminist shit. With that comes safe and legal routes for migration. This is the talking point of the century. Pardon the pun. They just won't stop talking about that. It's been going on for years. The English Channel, right? English Channel migrants, the Dover migrants, etc. What do you keep hearing as the solution? Oh, we need to smash the gangs. That's what Labour are saying. But what's their solution? We need safe, legal alternatives. And that is Sustainable Development 10.7. Safe, legal, regular, orderly migration. Okay? Like literally everything that's going on can be attributed to these goals, to this agenda. But yet All you hear online is people going, "Oh well, Alex Salmond, an overweight pensioner, he was getting too close to the grain, a proper nationalist." Fuck off. Come on. Come on, eh? Anyway, uh, I ain't making a comeback anytime soon. I'm just saying, fucking hell, man. Wake up, wake up.